But say 10 years ago, we get a sea full of interns, all of whom have grown up on this steady diet of Devil Wears Prada, thinking that every office is exactly like that. And amongst the sea full of girls whose names I unfortunately don't remember, chirps in one boy, calling my boss Alex Uncle and me Priya or PT or Priya Auntie, whichever one he likes. I'm like, who is this kid? And the only thing that struck out about him was his name. I mean, if any of y'all have read the famous Turkish author Orhan Pamuk, I kept thinking that maybe that's how clever his parents must have named him after that, but they haven't, just telling y'all. And then Vamos. Then I don't hear of Orhan, I don't know who Orhan is, up until recently, when me, like everybody else, is assaulted by the Orry phenomenon. Right from party conversations that are dedicated purely to this man, to people knowing him on first name basis, like you have Madonna, Rekha, Beyonce, you now have Orry. And like the lovely girl who just introduced him and said, what is an Orry and who is an Orry? And then I realized that Orry represents a very cool new age of success. It's a success that's not familiar to any of us. Think about it, most of us have grown up on a very different definition of success. You work hard, you become a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, a banker. You work the hours, you don't talk about yourself, you get serious when you're at work, you have a fun side when you're off work. And there comes in this kid who throws all of that and establishes his new and personal brand of success. A success that's built on self ridicule. A success that's built on being self deprecating, being very, very confident, being cocky, having this cute brattishness to him, about treating himself like the star of his own show, treating himself like the star of his own life. And I still feel that a lot of people don't digest the Orry phenomenon or what it means to be successful like Orry. So here we are, and let's find out from the man himself. Stop clapping for me. First question. I have only one question to ask you.
Yes.
Why are you feeling everybody's chest? What is that? Are you a healer? Do you know Reiki or something? Are you passing good vibrations?
You know what, Priya? I'm going to be so honest with you. And I'm not going to say that I have been saying this, but other people have been saying it. I have never said it, but other people have said it. That people say they feel younger when I touch them. And it just became a thing.
Get up and do it right now.
I swear, I charge for the touch. And sometimes I make people sign a contract saying they won't put a Me Too on me. Because who knows, tomorrow some lady will put a Me Too case on me. But a lot of people say that they do feel younger, they feel happier, they feel very rejuvenated. I was once on TV. It was a national show on TV. And one of the members of the crowd said, I heard like you heal people. And I was like, I'm not saying it, you're saying it. And he said, I've been trying to get my wife pregnant for 8 years. 8 years she's not got pregnant. So I was like, I can give you the touch, but I can't guarantee her getting pregnant. And he was like, I was paid to be there.
This is a PG-18 kind of thing.
And I gave him the touch, and in 3 months she conceived. Now, I'm not saying it's me. Could it have been a coincidence? Sure, but did it happen? Yes.
Or it was a coincidence. It was not me.
Well, I got my check, he got his touch, his wife got pregnant. We're all winners.
Let me understand this again. You charge them
Yes.
to touch their chest.
If you ask for a touch and to be photographed in the touch, I charge you.
Is there a Rotary discount?
We can discuss that. Yes.
When you were growing up, and I'd like to believe that you're not so old, so you are still growing up, did you say that I'm going to grow up and be a liver? What did you want to be? When did this journey happen from being my cute little intern to becoming Orry, where people of all ages have come to see you? I'm only gobsmacked by today.
So I'll give you the answer very honestly from where to where. Normally I give some funky answer and a word salad that no one would understand. But when I graduated college, and my parents believe in a lot of hard work, a lot. Like if you know, I interned with you my first summer. I didn't take a summer vacation. I interned my second and third. I worked every
Oh
summer.
no, that must have been so hard on
It
you.
was very hard, Priya. I was coming at crack of dawn to your office and you were grilling me till the night. And I remember my last day, I was sent home crying also.
Guys, they're all nice.
I lost my voice at the Vogue wedding show with all the phone calls and screaming I did. But I was aiming for a job in marketing. I thought I would work at a brand like Misguided, fast fashion, fun marketing, cool projects, and eventually I feel I became the product myself, and I learned marketing from all the different places I worked and interned. And I had a few friends who are actors, and I realized when you are an actor, you are the product. You're selling yourself. You're doing fruity ads, you're doing laser ads, you're looking amazing because you are the product. I was like, I don't want to act, but I would love to be the product. And I was like, if I can keep marketing myself and marketing myself well, and you have to look desirable and, and aspirational at all times. That's really where it happened because I did work a good 5, 6 years in office job. Like there are photos of me in a shirt and a backpack going to office, and I did learn
Shocking.
Yeah,
Traumatic.
it is shocking. Yeah, I worked at the Steve Madden store on the Palladium. There are pictures of me measuring people's feet. Because when I worked in the office, you also had to work in the store to get that back end expertise. And I worked with all those products. I worked in the marketing department and the sales department. That's when I realized if you can make yourself a product, you can market it and sell that. What better thing to do? That was it.
So what was your first break? Like what was your first real break and who gave that to you?
My first real break, I would like in my public life, my first real break, it wasn't one. It was a combination, I would like to say, of three. It was a combination of when I did that first interview, I was working on myself. And it went viral because the lady asked me, like, oh, do you work? And I was like, yeah, I work. And she's like, oh, like a 9 to 5 job. And I was like, no, on myself. All the comments there, when it went viral, was like, he's not working on himself. He weighs 75, 78 kilos. He's not going to the gym. And that was the slap in the face I got. And in 2023, I lost about from 78 kilos to 51. So I made myself the product. By the end of 23, the liver interview went viral. And those were not loud lines. That's just me chatting the way I chat, casually talking the way I talk. But the combination of those two, the combination of the friend circle I had, the combination, and credit where credit's due. I'm not going to lie about the things I had and the opportunities that came my way. But being a celebrity friend is not the only way, because then every celebrity's friend would be famous. How many other celebrity friends that are famous do you all know? Not a lot, right? And then Big Boss happened. And I would like to say Big Boss was the first real big break, because one problem I feel a lot of South Bombay kids or people face is when you start a brand, how do you branch out? A lot of my South Bombay friends, when they start a brand, they're just selling to their friends. My friend will start a fashion brand or a jewelry brand and she's selling to her friends and maybe friends of friends, but eventually it fizzles. How do you break out of the bubble and the circle of our social life and our, maybe your circle is this big, you get into a bigger one, but still a small circle compared to India. And Big Boss, the viewership, there were crores and crores and crores. You could not pay money to be on that show, and I wasn't on the show, I just did a guest appearance for a day. I did 15 minutes on air with Salman Khan, and then I did 1 day in the house, that was my deal. And then 15 minutes with Salman, of course, went so viral, because you've never seen someone playing tug of war with Salman Khan with a phone case. And I mean, if you've seen it, you know every part went.
Yeah.
It was a 20-minute segment, and they cut barely 2 minutes. It was hilarious. And that was the first real break, because that was breaking me out of the small niche circle that we're in and pushing you into the larger audience. India, crores and there are billions of people in this country that we don't reach. How do you reach them?
But my question to you is, how was any of this strategic? Did you feel that, I know you said you worked in marketing, you had a normal day job and you sold shoes at Steve Madden, which is quite shocking.
It was heartbreaking.
Did you sell any shoes?
No.
Not surprised. But the question here is, how did Bollywood happen as a pit stop? I mean, I think the first time, I don't know about the rest of the younger girls can sort of attest, but the first time I got to know about Orry was seeing him in pictures with all the Bollywood girls partying, one night party after another party after another party. So tell me, that clearly could not have been strategic, you partying with everyone. Then, how is that a career?
It is you can make Priya, you can make anything into a career. I went from being the background friend. If you look back in the day, I was still in the background. There he was. That's when they say Orry is everywhere. I was in the background of the picture, just moved to the foreground. The more entertaining and interesting you are, the more spotlight falls on you. And luckily my friends had big spotlights and so their light casted on me. if you ask me how I bridged from South Bombay to Bollywood, the C-Link existed. I was going up and down every single day.
Nice.
I was going up and down every single day, but you have to be. See, my friendships, none were strategic. You can't keep. I don't have the energy, and I think people are smart. Bollywood people aren't dumb. They're not going to maintain a fake friendship for nothing. If you're using them, they're going to know. But like I said, my friends had big spotlights that could follow me. But you have to be strategic in your time and in your place. You have to be. You want to make it in that public world. Remember, I'm not in Bollywood because I don't act in movies. You have to be at the right place at the right time. And when it comes to parties, I think I'm someone people just enjoy having at the parties because I'm a fun personality. But then what really changed is I take a lot of pictures. And I take a lot of pictures. Priya, you may not remember, but I actually have pictures of you and I from your Vogue parties, and we're like drunk and sitting on the sofa together. It's a very, I should have sent it to you so we could have put it in the background. I have the picture.
I can also put up lots of pictures of you that are shaped.
Please put those, I want those out.
This is not true. I don't
Release
have
the
any
photos.
such, but I'll just pretend to be cool and say I do.
So then what happened is the Orry photo dump happened. So then when you say what is my entry in Bollywood, it was the Orry photo dump because what happened was it was like, oh, he only goes to the very famous and relevant people and takes a picture with them. So if Orry didn't ask you for a picture, it's a failure on you. So then I noticed like after my friends, of course they're my friends, they're all my photos. Celebrities I wasn't very close to would come and say, oh, our outfits are matching, we should take a photo. And I was like, I'm in red, you're in like neon blue, we're not matching. But I get it, I appreciate the hustle, and I'll give you the photo. And just like that, said actors in the Orry dump, and those photos go everywhere, those photos go viral. The reel I make goes viral. And so I realized an actor's movie comes out once a year or twice a year, it takes months to act, produce the movie, but Orry's photo dump comes out every day.
Forever.
It became the new page 3, and if you weren't in it, I could tell when I would talk to a celebrity and walk away, their face would drop, and I'd be like, that is my new superpower. Even Spider-Man realized he could see and the spikes came out of his fingers. I was like, if I lurk around someone famous for very long and then I don't take a picture, their face would drop. He didn't ask me, am I a has-been? Is my career over?
Guys, now you'll know why the topic of this conversation is what they don't teach you at any business school. These pearls you're not going to get anywhere else. You're only going to get from the man himself here. When did, I can't believe I'm going to say this, when did partying, getting drunk, going from the foreground to the front, all of that become a career? When did you start monetizing it? How do you monetize this? How do you become so rich?
I charge a lot. Like a lot. And the photo dump charges a lot. You want to be in that series, it's not cheap. You want me to come and cover your party, it's not. If I do it on my own, that's fine. I wouldn't charge a friend. If I love you, I wouldn't even, no need. But if you call me and you want me to take pictures of you and your guests and put them and touch all of them, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. And every time I touch someone, a piece of my soul leaves my body and goes away.
A lot of the lovely elderly people in the room. I don't know what this conversation is, why have I come here, and what am I listening to? But if anybody is getting entertained, then we've done our bit.
But I'll tell you what else they're thinking. If you say elderly people, they're probably thinking, should I just secure one touch before I go home? What if it does make me a little younger? What if it takes up a few years? A few kilos?
Okay, so here's a question. How do you live your day? You've said some really interesting things like you don't like hard work. So backstage I was asking him if we could collaborate on something. He's like, Priya, I don't want to work. I don't like hard work. I don't want to take on new
things. I work my whole life for more work. You don't work to get more. Does anyone work to get more work?
Yeah, the rest of humanity.
I don't think that's a thing. I think you work to earn money, you work to buy yourself a nice bag, you work to pay your rent. I don't work for more work. I work for the paycheck. So I don't want more. I don't want more work. My plate is full.
Guys, if anybody's children are here, I think I'll just close their ears and cover them. Because you don't want them listening.
We are work smarter, not harder. I've tricked an entire generation into thinking if I touch them, that's work. So work smarter, not harder.
You said you don't want to work hard, you don't want to do too much. So how does Orry spend a day of his life? What do? You don't eat. Because when Rina and I asked if you eat, you said, I don't do lunch, I don't work hard, I don't do too much things. What do you do? How do you live? Are you like a vampire?
Yes. Close. A day in the life. No day is repetitive, but one thing I'm very big on. I say I don't like work. That doesn't mean I don't work. I do.
Thank God.
Yeah, I say I don't like hard work, but I work very hard. I was raised with the phrase from my mother every day: hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I never understood why she had written it and pinned it on the pin board. And every morning I'd wake up and see my desk and it would say, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I was like, is my own mother telling me I have no talent? Is that what's going on? But the day does have a lot of hard work, but every day is different. Like I said, I'm a liver. I'm living my life and I'm not altering that for a job. But the one thing that is there every day is discipline. I will make sure I wake up and make sure that when I wake up, I make my bed. Meaning, even if someone may think my bed wasn't made perfectly and remakes it, after that, I make it. Because when you make your bed in the morning, that means the first small task you did, you were successful at. And if you were successful at that, the whole day starts right. I make sure I'm at the gym, hook or by crook, every day. It's not like, oh, I need to go to the gym and keep my biceps big or my stomach flat. No, it's about the discipline that I made that time. And no matter where I am, which country, what day, what time shoot could be, or work could be, or office, I make that time and I go, and that's part of my discipline. So my routine is never the same. Up, like she said, there are 36 hours in Orry's day. There are 36 hours. The other day, I flew from 1 week living in a mountain in Kashmir. I went to Gir, didn't sleep for 2 nights because I had worked there. I was in Bombay at a friend's party, left at 5 a.m., went to Boardroom for 2 nights, went to Istanbul for one night, I had work, was in London for one night, I had work, came back to Bombay, had parties are also work for me. So when I say I had a party, the next day I had a party, the next day I had a party, the next day I had to fly to Bangalore for a party, and then I came back because I was invited to another party that I had to cover. This is work. It sounds like partying, but it's work.
This is what I do in a year.
Can you go to 5 parties in 1 week back to back?
How long have you known me?
Very long.
I don't go to a party at all.
Exactly. Now, how are you doing it? This is work. I'm cashing out. So,
See those young girls, they're saying, yeah, this is what we're going to be doing too. So good to party.
so
I can see that.
they say if you work and you're passionate about it, it doesn't feel like work. So, yeah. Not that I'm passionate about partying, but
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the self-deprecation. I think one of the things that made the world sit up and look at you is that you're not afraid to make fun of yourself. And whilst that is funny, it takes a lot of self-confidence to be the kind of person who mocks himself willingly and openly, right? Why have you adopted that and how has that worked for you? And my other part of the question is, how do you deal with any of the negativity? Because we all know the internet is not a kind place. It's a visible place, but it's not always a kind place. And, somebody's haircut gets them 25,000, comments. So I can only imagine what a fest it is for you. So let's answer that in 2 parts.
okay. Part one, I learned from a young age that no one, absolutely no one, enjoys watching anything more than other people's failures. And if you deny that, you're lying. Because I myself enjoy watching other people fail. So I'm not happy to watch other people succeed all the time. And if you say you're happy to watch other people succeed all the time, you're lying. Everyone likes to watch other people's. See a video of someone failing at something, it will have the most views. If you succeed at baking a cake, that video is going to get 100 views. But if you see a video of someone miserably failing at baking the cake, it's going to have 100 million views. So I learned that from a young age. So when you say self-comedy, take a joke on yourself, people love watching other people fail. So if you watch me make a joke on myself and I'm teasing myself, my failure is driving my views very up. And this is a secret sauce I shouldn't actually be selling, but it's
Please sell. Since you're not giving us this discounted touch, sell your secret sauce. Come on.
It's the truth. People love watching other people's failures. So, yes, I'm not going to post other people's failures, so I post my own. And luckily, I do have the self-confidence. Honestly, my motto in life is don't take anything that seriously. Nothing's too deep. Unless it's life or death, it's just a joke. It's not that big a deal.
Have you read books?
No.
Who's giving you this gyan? Like, where do you get this life philosophy? Clearly, your him and my him are very different hims right now. But, yeah. And so how...
The online hate.
Yeah, does it bother you? Does it hurt? I'm sure it does, right, Orry?
So, I used to get way more hate than today. Today, I get like much less hate. Back in the day, I got way more hate. Back in the day being last week. And it never bothered me. I don't know whether, I don't want to say I have a thick skin, but it never bugged me. And one day I sat to myself and I said, there are 1,000 people eating me up and destroying me in the comment section in 1 hour on this photo. Should I feel it? Like, I don't feel bad, but should I feel bad? Am I the problem? Because if everyone's hating on me and I'm not feeling bad, kuch no, something is wrong. Like, kuch to galat hai. I was like, I don't get it. But I realized that I've earned the right to be hated. See, if you're born famous, you're born with the attention, you're born with the spotlight. With great fame comes great hate, right? But I wasn't born famous. I've gone out of the way. I've deviated from the route and gone and done this, right? So when you've done that, you've entered this territory. You don't enter territory knowing it comes with negativity and then complain about the negativity. I've earned the right to be hated, Priya. Like, to get those comments, something somewhere has happened for you to get them. So I've earned the right to be hated the same way another Bollywood actor is hated. What have I done to be hated the same way one of them are being hated? I am proud to be on the same hate page as another celebrity. I've worked hard for those comments. So it doesn't bother me. It's how would it? I've earned it. That is my bread and butter, that I worked hard for it. If I didn't do something right, there would be no comments.
You've given me so much to think about. I'm not going to sleep well tonight. I'm going to sit and analyze everything you've said, Orry.
But it's true, I've earned the right to be hated. It's not my birthright to get that kind of attention. I've earned it.
Right. Do you think you're a good role model?
Yes. See, I thought about it. Yes. Am I a good role model? Yes. Do I respect my elders? Yes, I do. Am I educated? Yes, I am. Am I disciplined? Yes, I am. Do I earn a good figure? Yes. Like, I do think I'm a good role model. What am I doing wrong?
We'll let the questions work for that. Got all their approval.
Without my name, if you just put my biodata on shadi.com, I'm sure someone would think it's a good match for their kids. And hence I am a good role model.
That's going to be a whole new conversation on its own. Orry ki shadi. That's going to take its own reality show. But tell me, in terms of the little work that you do, the very little work that you say you do, what all do you do in it? Because there are a whole bunch of people who must be thinking, he's so funny, he's so cool, he's so cute, but what all does he really do? So I want you to answer this for their benefit.
Okay. Have you heard the phrase, and I'm sure you have, jack of all trades but also master of none? Right? I feel in today's day and age, if you can do something just a little bit, it appears that you can do it all the way. Anything you can do, I'll make it appear that I can do better. If you can sing, I could sing better. If you can dance, I can dance better. If you can scream, I can scream better. If you can run a company, I can make it appear like I could run it better. It's more of an appearance thing that I can do better than you can do, because I mastered the art of
faking it.
Not faking it, but enamoring it. When I said that line, I'm a marketing genius, it's because someone had asked me, are the parties that fun? And I said, I'm a marketing genius. I meant, like, I make it look so fun that I make it look like you can never have that much fun. I make the people in my photos look so good, you will never look that good. I make anything I do look so amazing, you will never achieve that. Because you will never achieve that, it keeps you watching it and again. And when you look at a man, imperfect as the girl on the cover. And because you will never look like her, it keeps you wanting to look like her. So similarly, I mastered the art of, well, I wouldn't say faking it, but facading it. So what do? I can do anything, but I facade it so well.
Adorn it, you embellish it.
Yes, there we go.
You prettify it with a bow.
Yes, there we go.
Huh?
So what do? I can do anything. Like,
tell us about the collabs you just recently signed on. You're doing something very exciting with Flying Machine for Arvind. I think you've done something with the Philips air fryer, if I'm not mistaken. You've also gone to Baroda or Ahmedabad to a child's birthday party, and the father has paid you obscene amounts of money to wish that child happy birthday.
so funny because there's this one
All on
girl-
his resume, guys. It's all on his resume.
There's this one girl who was a big fan. So her father would keep paying me under different names. So I'd never know that it's the same family. So I'd come for the cake cutting and I'd be cutting her cake. I was like, oh, hi. And then I'd come for something else and she'd be there again waiting to receive me. And then I didn't know it was you. And again, another company would call me for some other ribbon cutting, but it was her again. And I was like, we're friends now. I can't keep charging your dad. Because I've met you so many times. She's really bought my friendship. And she's 13 or 12. I don't know, cute girl, whatever. Anyways, yes, collabs that I've done. Flying Machine was a big one. It's because I did a capsule line with them. So not only am I endorsing the brand, I did a line with them. That was a really fun one. We made a really cool line together. We worked on it. That was the first time I actually sat in a room designing, blah, 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 blah. Actually, I went to design school, so not the first time. But I want to say one of my most fun collabs was have any of you guys seen me in PVR and Inox? Does anyone go for movies? Have you all not seen the PVR Inox ad? But before the film opens, my face shows up and I'm yapping. Okay, none of you all have been going to the movies. That's really sad. But in India, only two types of people are famous. Athletes, like if you're a cricketer or if you're an actor. And actors are famous because they're on the screen. And here I was, Orry, with no movie to my name, but the face of the entire cinema hall. You can't watch a movie without seeing me in the intermission. So every day whether you're watching an Alia Bhatt film, or whether you're watching Wolverine, or whether you're watching Stree with whoever, it doesn't matter because you have to watch Orry before the film. And that was my best collab because I said, you guys worked 1 year for this movie to be in this screen, and I did it. And you know what can't flop? A commercial can't flop. An ad can't flop. So I didn't even take the burden of carrying out a film and selling tickets. I'm just there telling you to buy popcorn. It's a very cute ad, guys. Please watch it. Go to the movies. It's adorable. But I did it on the face of Inox PVR. How does one do that? Not an actor, non-film personality, but the face of the film hall.
So this is what I mean, right? By he's doing it in his own way. It's his own brand of success that most of us may or may not understand. And you can laugh and you can go back and have lots of conversations, but there is a certain level of admiration for his audacity. There is a certain level of admiration for the fact that he's done it his own way with no fear of failure. Do you fear that this could all go awfully wrong? Do you imagine growing old telling people you're a liver?
Yes.
What is the life plan?
I wouldn't say I've thought so far ahead. I have some future projects that will come up which should ensure my relevance over the next few decades. Future plans is what they call it. But if you say, am I scared of failure? Like I said, no one enjoys anything in life than watching other people's failures. So if I fail, I will market my failure so well.
People will want to fail. They'll think it's cool to fail.
And I support failing. I want my friends to fail. I tell all my friends, I want you to do something and I want you to fail. Why? Because failure is inevitable. If you try for something and you fail, and you try something again, it's a statistic game. If you do something 10 times, you're guaranteed to succeed one of the 10 times. If I keep encouraging you to fail, I'm actually encouraging your inevitable success.
How none of us have thought of it that way.
But it's true.
We've all lived our life wrong.
Give me a one-liner. What would you like to do? Like, let's say you want to plant this apple tree and you fail at it, and I'm like, no, Priya, do it again. And you fail at it again. You fail. Eventually, you're going to succeed planting the bloody apple tree. I was making my viral jar of hearts jelly the other day.
Excuse me?
I have my viral jar of hearts jelly. It's a jar of heart. What? It's a jar of heart-shaped jelly, and it's my viral dish.
It's viral because it's a heart-shaped jelly?
It's viral because I'm going to make it go viral when I post it in the next few days. But it's a heart-shaped jelly in a jar shape. So it's like the shape of a jar of hearts. I failed. If you watch the video of me making it, I failed so many times, but eventually I succeeded. So on the path to success is multiple failures. If you're constantly failing, that's a good thing because it means you will succeed eventually.
I kind of like the perseverance. I'm not understanding still the virality of the jelly, but I'm liking the
You'll understand, Priya.
You'll send me some.
When your entire family comes and says, "Can we make Orry's viral jar of hearts jelly?" That's when I know I succeeded.
I worry for my life now. And tell me something. What if do you ever fear not being recognized? Do you ever fear the fame? So much of what you've built your entire career on is the concept of a certain level of fame that didn't come from you being, like you said, an athlete or an actor. It came from you just putting your greatest product as yourself. You put yourself out there, whether through copious amounts of social media content that you do day after day after day. It's a commitment, and you've honored it. And then taking on these projects, seeing with all the right people, mocking yourself. This is an entire capsule of success that you've built Orry on now, right? Is there any insecurity about any of that going away, people not recognizing you, irrelevance, competition?
It's not in my nature to be insecure. It's just not. I feel an insecure person gives off a really awful stench, and that's just not something I carry with me. I've never been an insecure person. Honestly, it didn't matter if I'm in the background, the foreground, the side ground. Really, it's just ugly looking, and it's just not part. It's just not part of my personality. Would I be afraid that people won't recognize me or one day may not? I'm not a mainstream celebrity. If I stop posting and I stop going out, sure, like people's attention spans are so small. You may forget me, probably not, but you may forget me. And I'm a smart boy. I think my mom had told me really, really long ago, before I was even like this big personality, that you know what happens to a lot of famous people eventually when the limelight dims, and everyone's limelight will dim. I said on Coffee with Karan as well, the brightest stars, they burn out the fastest. Nothing shines bright forever. So when you go in knowing that, you're aware of that, it doesn't matter in the long run because you're aware of it. I know that if I'm not getting as much attention today as I was a year ago today. When I finished Big Boss and I entered Bastion, which is like 1,000 people stood up for me when I entered. I was like, oh, well, continue. And I had motorbike people going on my left and my right, not media, normal civilians. And I pulled over my car and I was like, you will die. He's like, नहीं मुझे मेरा घर वालों को दिखाना है, मैं आपके साथ photo में. And I was like, wow. And does that happen today? Yes. But the same hype of a year ago? No, and that's fine. Hype comes and hype goes. Hype, you can't go crazy about it. The first thing Salman Khan also told me is like, don't become those crazy people if the attention stops and you go wild and start like groveling for it. No, I wouldn't be scared. So my baseline is pretty flat. My expectations are, see, if you keep your expectations low and your hopes high, it's a good standard to have. I can tell you I was in Kashmir right now in a mountain living in a tent. I learned how to hold my bowel movements for days at a time. And people in the mountains in Kashmir were recognizing me, and that was a big pat on my back. I was skiing in Switzerland.
Why were you holding your bowel movements?
Okay, that's a talent that I just feel everyone at one point may need to learn, or if you get stranded somewhere. But
holding bowel movements, viral heart jellies, and healing with a touch where people can even get pregnant.
you said it, I didn't.
Correct.
I didn't say I can do that.
I'm just,
Yes.
this is my takeaway.
Just putting that out there, I didn't say I can heal you. People have said that. I'm just going with what others are saying.
So tell us about Kashmir.
Kashmir was great, but what I meant to say is people in the mountain, like up top, Kona, the forest had recognized me, and that was like a gold star for me. I was in St. Moritz skiing, and people recognized me there, so I was happy to be recognized. But if I wasn't, it wouldn't have hurt me.
You think?
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Of just going up and down Altamont Road, nobody knowing you.
I think Altamont Road, everyone would know me. People knew me before I was famous also. But yeah, I'd be okay with it. I'd be fine with it.
Okay, any message, anything that you want to say to a lot of the younger people that clearly relate to you, love you, are fascinated by you? I mean, I can't tell the number of people who said, oh wow, I want to come and listen to him speak, I'd love to. So clearly you're doing something right out there that's resonating with the youth today. So,
Not working, that's what's resonating.
really guys, next time, our speaker choice has to be somebody with a strong social message. This one is saying nobody should work hard.
Quit your job, your boss hates you, have lunch.
You know who my boss is, right? Just putting it out there.
Everyone
Just putting it out there. Quit my job and have lunch. Come on.
But I think what it is that people really resonate. See, today we're at a time in life where it is really hard. Kids don't want to be overworked. We don't want to be told that we should have 700 hours work week. Why would we do that? Who is paying us to do these overtime jobs? And when like other people are saying, oh, we shouldn't have Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays off, like, what do you want us to die?
Are you French? Now you're going Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays off. 4-day week.
Whatever, you get it. Like, who was that man who recently gave an interview saying we should have Saturdays and Sundays off and have like long work hours? And kids don't want to hear that because like one, the job isn't paying you enough. So I think what people really resonate with me is I took my life and made that into work. I took living and made living working. And I think that's what people really loved. And people,
You're a worker and a liver.
the day I said I'm living, I'm a liver, I got so much work because of it that now I'm working, I'm a worker. It's sad, but it's the honest truth. And like I said, I charge a lot. So then how do you not work when you're being paid phenomenal amounts for doing absolutely nothing? But I think people really love that because it showed a young generation that you actually can do what you love and make it into a living. Because it's something people tell you, do what you're passionate about and it won't feel like work, but no one's passionate about sitting at a desk. Like, I don't know anyone who's passionate about that. Do you?
30 2 years of a career, I'd like to say yeah.
You enjoy the guests? But
don't-
that's why you're not in the generation we're talking about. You asked about the other generation.
You may not have those hands left to heal people after this conversation. Just step out gently
I
and
will show the hand.
Huh? You will need to ensure many other body parts, Orry. Don't act smart. I think I'm done for now with this sweet boy. But can I just say one
But we are
thing?
made to fine tune it because it's harder for kids today. There are too many, it's too much competition, it's too.
It is. Our kids are not growing up in an easy world, right? There are so many layers of complication that you can't even fathom. And it's you bring in a certain perspective. I personally may not ascribe to the perspective of not working, but you look at you, you've made it work for you and you've done it fabulously. So more power to you for whatever it is that you set out to do, Orry. And guys, I have to say one thing, and like anybody else of his generation who with this level of fame may succumb to becoming a brat, I have to say the time that I've known Orry, he's been probably one of the most polite, respectful, and well brought up kids, and that says a lot actually, Orry. Yeah. Thank you. Nina, would you want to come up and are there any questions?
Few questions sent by some of our members.
Rina, there's also a gentleman there who wants to ask a question.
Can I just finish a couple of them and then we could, we'll do that. Orry, what's your secret superpower that no one knows about?
My secret superpower that no one knows about. Oh, this might sound like a useless superpower, but it's not. I can make all the alcohol disappear without getting drunk. I can outlive you in any night and wake up the next morning without a hangover and do it all over again. And it sounds like a bad talent, but trust
Sounding
me,
like a very bad time.
it sounds like a bad talent, but in my line of appearances, it's the best talent. It's the only one you need.
All the children should leave this room right away. This is like an X-rated
I can sleep at
conversation.
4 a.m. and wake back up at 7 and make it to any set, shoot, office, and meeting I have to. I'm a very punctual person. I'm professional that way. I won't miss anything.
If you could time travel, what historical event would you photo bomb?
The Dandi March. I've been asked this before, and it is the Dandi March. I think that's why I need to be.
Photobombing Gandhi.
Yes. And someone has made that edit. Someone has made an edit of me in the Dandi March touching Gandhi, and I was like, yes, I will go and take that salt. I will do that. That is where I need to be. That is the moment that will make me timeless. Can you all think of a better moment?
As is
As
this
this
one.
one.
It's also quite timeless, must say.
And if you would swap lives with anyone for a day, who would you be and what would you do first?
Okay. So, Tuk. I will never answer this question because my astrologer told me never.
Legit astrologer?
He's predicted anything, well, he's actually a numerologist, but everything he's predicted has come true. And I didn't trust him in the beginning, and he told me each
Ever Googled late at night?
Please be careful of the
my
audience.
sons. The weirdest thing I've Googled late at night. No, can I check my last Google search?
Just do it. And if it's rubbish, then don't tell us. Hold it in your heart.
I googled last what the word ascribe means because it was in the 5 questions you gave me. And I was just like, oh, what does that mean? Like, no one look like I don't know what that word means. No one will take me seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Orry.
It was lovely hearing you, and you said about being so confident and everything, and how online hate doesn't affect you, and in the world where people are getting like depressed over like the smallest of issues, and so my question is, where does this sense of security come from? Is it from like a strong base at home, or is it from like self-help podcasts that you've heard, or?
I think it comes from the lack of time. I feel you want to make it, you can't have free time to be anxious and insecure and nervous and going I don't have time for I have more hours in the day than a normal person, but even then I don't have the time. The other day I was the metaphor I'm going to use, Priya's not going to be too happy about it. I had to give a speech. And I was quite nervous to give the speech, but I was like, I don't have the time to be nervous. I don't have the time to be insecure. Having time is money, and I don't have that much money. I don't have the time to sit and waste to feel insecure. So if you're not free to sit and overthink something and to be anxious because you're so busy and you have so many things to do, I just think it's out of the lack of time, and then after a certain amount of months or years of getting hate and not being able to like care about it and just not caring about it, it really doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. What are you going to feel bad that some nobody in some random house, in some random person, jobless weirdo, has nothing to do in their own life, is sitting and hating on you? How can I be affected? You know, and also I feel like I grew up in South Bombay, and in South Bombay we have this thing called the aunties. And the aunties love to chat.
Real cuts. Insane.
And aunties love to chat, so every some auntie would call up my parent or my friend, somewhere the auntie gossip. So you know, I grew immune to the auntie gossip, and if you're immune to the auntie gossip and the auntie's bad mouthing you, who else matters in life? Who else matters?
This is your new viral movement. It's an auntie's gossip.
You know what I mean?
I have one last final question from the very lovely Krishma, who's a guest attending here. To those of you who don't know her, she handles Alia Bhatt, and I've known her for a very, very, very long time. She's Riya's friend. Yes, Krishma.
So I just have a question. I just want to say, as an agent, Orry is a phenomenon because he's authentic. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I think whatever you do, it just comes out as you, and you're such a marketing case study for all of us who are, building brands, building talent. So I think you're doing a fab job.
Thank you.
Moderation. And lastly, to express my gratitude to everyone present here today. Your support and enthusiasm makes our work meaningful. Let's keep the spirit of service alive and continue to make a difference together. Thank you, all of you all, for being here today.